Episode 4005, Find Sweetness in Your Own Progress.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. How's your week going? You know what? Just around the corner is going to be the weekend. Oh, and if you're into basketball, have you been watching the NIT championships? And then you've got the NCAA March Madness. Yes, indeed. But you know what? Today, it's all about you. It's all about the wellspring of who you are and who you are becoming. Find sweetness in your own progress. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you'll want to head on over to createyournow.com where you can learn more and sign up for the Kisses newsletter. The Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, inspiring connection and community. All right, so take a deep breath because we're going to talk about something that honestly, we just need to be talking about it more. We need to bring the darkness into the light. We need to spotlight it because a lot of times we're living in this and we don't want to own it in the manner we need to own it. And quite frankly, that makes me a little upset. Upset for me, upset for you, because when we do that, we're just shutting down the possibilities and the opportunities. You know what I'm talking about, right? Comparison. Oh, so sweet. Yet it's the thief of joy and the silent killer of dreams. It's no surprise that when you're caught in its grip, your potential and progress don't just stall. They melt away like chocolate under the blazing sun. I mean, I'm all about chocolate. But it's not so sweet when you're looking sideways, right? Because it's about everybody else's sweetness and not about your own. You got to find sweetness in your own progress. Otherwise, you watch others sprint ahead, assuming they're running a race you should be winning. And suddenly your own journey feels inadequate, unworthy, and painfully slow. Why am I not there? Welcome to the spotlight of the comparison trap. Whoop, whoop. Shine a big bright light on it. Because that's the reality of what is happening, whether we own it or not. And we all do it. And if I'm going to be that mama bear for you, and I'm going to be today, I just am. Because let me just take off everything. And there's no filter here. Understand, this isn't even written down. This is not in my notes. This is because I know someone needs to hear it, and I believe it's you. So take it, whatever it's worth to you, and listen carefully. God has big dreams for you. Did you hear me? God has big dreams for you. I'm not saying you got big dreams. I'm saying God has big dreams. And when we let comparison take over, we are burying God's dreams by choice. Yeah, you're burying your own too. But we get free will. And I don't think we understand the dynamics of what it is when we compare ourselves. Maybe it was great in high school. Right? Shout out. I already gave a shout out to my good friend, Carolyn. She was like, I found your podcast. And then another good friend of mine, Lisa, I found your podcast, right? Both of them, high school friends. Okay. We chat and follow each other online on Facebook, but we're not living in the same states, right? We're all in different areas. You know, I'm from Hawaii. Well, I've got one in Hawaii and I've got another one that I believe she's up in the, northwest. I'm not even sure my directions right now, but you see, that's what happens with comparison. You get all turned around. And I'm even trying to get turned around. But you see, in high school, we used to do that a lot. And it was easy. And man, if I can be even more the mama bear. Girls were the worst. I mean, at least guys would like show it on the field or something like that with sports, right? But girls, man, I don't know what it is. You could just look at them wrong and, oh my goodness, you're on the hit list of, I don't like you anymore. And you could have been best friends 3 days ago since you were a kindergartner. But now all of a sudden, nope, don't like you anymore. Move on, move away. But you see, that's what happens. That's truly comparison. because we're living by these standards of somebody else when we're not living by the standards that God has given us specifically. And I want you to know your potential. I want you to know God's designed plan, divinely planned for you. It's not just by circumstance. Oh, well, you're here. Now, yes, we may make decisions that don't get us directly where God wants us to go immediately. Sometimes we have those detours, and that's okay. He gets us back on track. He uses everything for good for those who love him. And so we got to really see and understand what's happening when it comes to comparison. Because I don't care what you're comparing, right? Your potential doesn't live in the shadows of what others are doing, but we let it happen that way. We just do. Even when it comes to being a mom. Oh man, she's such a good mom. I wish I could be like her. Shut your mouth. You're doing the best that you can do. Stop talking down to yourself. You get that enough when you're on social media and all that crud that's out there. You turn on whatever you're binge watching, from Netflix to Hulu to Zulu. I don't know what it is. But all of these Lulus, it kind of has you going loony, honestly. And it's no wonder that we are lacking emotional regulation. Do you see I'm going all over the place here? Why? Because I believe that if you're listening to this right now, you know you're made for more. I know you're made for more. And God knows you're made for more. And so you got to stop living in the shadows of what others are doing, what other people are saying. You've got to go and find your unique path that you're carving and be the person you're becoming. And that means your progress isn't about competing with the hares of the world. The hippity hoppers, it's called the rabbits. Sometimes it's about the steady consistency of the tortoise. Both can win the race, but only if you stop comparing your pacing against theirs. So who are you in this story? Are you the hare or are you the tortoise? Are you trying to run everybody else's race as fast as you can? Or you say, you know what? I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to run my race. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it feels like, but I'm going to take the next step and the next step and the next step. What is it for you? My friend, comparison is a big deal. It really is. You can tell it gets me riled up. Mama Bear's coming out. And that's because I care. I care about you. I care about your story. I care about your journey. And you might be going through some tough stuff. You might be going through something that's like, it's a celebration. But just because there's a celebration doesn't mean there's not going to be a somewhere along the way too. Right? That's called the roller coaster of life. And comparison truly does play this role that most people, we don't talk about it. We just sweep it under the carpet, just like we do our dust bunnies. Oh, nobody will see that there. Until you decide to move and you're like, how did that get there? Right? But what if we stopped long enough to understand how comparison is showing up for us? Where is it showing up? Maybe you're not even trying to be someone else. Maybe it's more so that you're trying to get where someone already is for whatever reason. Comparison doesn't mean you're trying to look like someone, right? You see a lot of these quizzes, I think they're called, or I don't even know what they're called, but you go on there and, who are you? And they have the different actors or actresses, and you put in your stuff, and then they kind of take somewhat even of like your body, or their body and your head or whatever to make you become them or whatever it is. And you're like, oh, well, yeah, I can be. Why? Why do we want to live up to somebody else's potential? Oh, wait, let me ask you this question. Why do we want to live up to somebody else's problems? Oh, maybe if we ask that question more, we won't compare as often. Because everybody has problems. I don't care how much money you own. I don't care how much money you don't own. I don't care what your bank account says. I don't care how many friends you have. I don't care if you're married or not. We all have struggles and troubles. We also have celebrations, and they look different for all of us. But you see, if we're trying to live or be someone we were not created to be, you're going to a masquerade ball every single day of your life. No wonder you're exhausted. No wonder your cortisol levels are skyrocket. No wonder when you go and you're like, I just want to lose 10 pounds, and it's like literally impossible. You can blame it on perimenopause. You can blame it on postmenopause. I'm here to tell you, look at comparison. How is that showing up in your life? Proverbs 14, verse 30 says, a heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones. When you fall into comparison, what you're really feeding is envy, this toxic emotion disguised as motivation. Oh, I feel good. Do, right? It's great to feel good, but that feel goodness goes away. It eats away at your peace. It gnaws on your confidence. And it breaks down your spirit bit by bit. That feeling of, I'm just not good enough, isn't just in your head. It literally physically drains you. The rotting bones aren't just this poetic line that sounds good. It wasn't written in the Bible just because. Look at it. It's a powerful metaphor for how envy and comparison destroys your inner strength and zest for life. You're getting weaker. So instead of fueling your growth, comparison corrodes it. And that leaves you with dreams that wither. Motivation, it fades. And joy that disappears. You have a choice. You can go into the oh, woe's me party and say, I'm going to live there, Christiane, because it's comfort. I like it. I like how it feels. Or you can say, no. I want an escape route. And your escape route is to cultivate a heart at peace, one that celebrates progress on your own terms, not by measuring yourself against others. Peace rebuilds resilience, restores your passion, and it protects what matters most, your potential and your purpose, your God-given purpose. My friend, comparison poisons your soul, yet peace nourishes your bones. So how do you break free from this toxic cycle, the comparison trap that tears down your dreams and hollows out your hopes? How do you do it? You got to cultivate a heart of peace. That is your kiss, the keep it simple strategy. Cultivate a heart of peace. Not something that focuses on looking sideways, but truly moving forward. I love this verse, Philippians chapter 3, verse 14. It says this, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus. You see, Paul is writing about his journey, about how he's let go of past achievements and failures and anything that could distract him from what truly matters. And instead of getting stuck in comparison and regret and the distractions, he's laser focused on a clear personal goal, living fully into God's calling and the eternal reward that comes with it. I press on. I press on. It's not, I'm going to the oh, woe's me. You see, when you think about Paul's journey, it was totally different. What was going on during this time? Jesus had already come. He walked the earth, crucified, and rose again. Life is different now. The church is being built. And Paul is a part of that. And so when he's living out and writing about his journey, he's like, I got to keep my eyes on the prize of which God has given me, not the prize of what everybody else is doing. Yeah, maybe right now you're looking at someone who's just seems to have it all together. I get it. There's jealousy there, right? There's envy. That's okay. Own it. Recognize it. Just don't stay there. Then say, all right, now how do I move out of this? How do I get myself from the oh, woe's me party, wishing I was someone else, wishing I made different decisions, and then going back in time going, if I would have done this or if I would have done that. We've all done it, but no one wants to talk about it. These are the kind of the skeleton in the closet type conversations that no one wants to talk about. I've had many conversations with God and a few very, very close people to me about some of the skeletons and what has challenged me. And let me tell you right now, if I was to have stayed in the oh, woe's me, and I very easily could have, let me tell you, and anybody that knows the whole story would agree, Christiane, you could have stayed in the oh, woe's me. That closet is yours to claim. But God said, no, Christiane, that's not what I have in store for you. But you get to choose. Are you going to stay with the oh, woe's me? You're going to stay in comparison? You're going to feel bad? You're going to sit here and just continually beat yourself down for whatever reason? It could be anything. I mean, I've got a long Santa Claus list, let me tell you. But you see, part of the transformation of what's done from the inside out, not the outside in, the inside out, comes from knowing that I am living fully into the calling that God has divinely designed for me. And I'm here to tell you, I want that for you. And God wants that for you. The question is, do you want that for you? If you do, you've got to cultivate a heart of peace and let go of comparison. So how do you do that in real life? Number one, catch the spiral early. This whole thing of going down the rabbit trail, we were talking about the hares earlier. Yeah, no. Awareness is your first weapon. You don't want to go down that rabbit trail. Notice when your mind slips into comparison mode. If you're paying attention, you'll recognize it. Maybe it's when you scroll on social media, or it's when you hear someone else's success. Pinpoint your triggers, because the faster you catch yourself, the less power comparison has to hijack your emotions. And that's the key. And let me tell you this. Some people are like, Christine, I don't understand. You say to be like awareness and to be hyper aware and like just to be looking for these things and my triggers and all of this. What I'm saying is that initially it's going to take time. And for example, let's say you're scrolling through social media. It's easy. It's something that we all can relate to. Even if we don't like social media, we can still relate to it because somebody knows somebody, right, who's been on social media. So let's say you're scrolling. All of a sudden you see this person. Okay, so I'm Sue and I see Julie. And I'm like, oh, Julie just has it all together. What is it? Now, all of a sudden, I have that question mark. She's got it all together. Okay, that's not too bad. But in the context of how I'm saying that, is that good or bad? Am I like cheering her on? Julie's got it all together. I am so excited for her. Or is it, man, Julie's got it all together? And is it leading down the I wish I? Which is it? Right then and there, that should be like, oh, okay, I'm catching myself. Okay, now this is going to take time for you to realize that you're doing this because we do it so fast. Like literally, it's lickety split. It just happens and it keeps going. So you have to slow down. That's why it takes a while to be hyper aware. But once when you get it, you will recognize it just as fast. And you get better at it. And then guess what? You can bounce back off of it quicker and you do it less often. But you've got to be willing to catch the spiral early. So practice saying, this is their story, not mine. This is their story, not mine. You get to write your story. Celebrate that. You have the pen to write your story. Don't let somebody else do it just because you're scrolling or looking side to side. Catch that spiral early. Number 2, anchor to your own progress. Forget what everyone else is doing and measure yourself only against who you were yesterday. Let me tell you, if we could just be 0.5% better today than we were yesterday, woohoo, that is a celebration. Maybe you're not yelling at your spouse as much today as you did yesterday. That's a celebration. Keep a record of your wins. And in all honesty, you may actually need to write these down for real. Then eventually you begin to recognize them and you can sit there and go, okay, maybe a couple weeks later or 2 months later, you're like, okay, I'm getting the rhythm of who I am. You'll also notice the patterns. Okay, there's a lot of things that are revealed in this. So record your wins, no matter how small, and celebrate them fiercely. Yes, act like they are the Olympic gold medal. You are number one today because I did this. Yes, yes, yes. Well, that doesn't mean you go tell your kids that. Doesn't mean you get on social media, right? This is a protected win. Or if you have a coach, you want to send me a note, go right ahead. This is what I did. Celebrate it with someone that you trust, that knows you well, and that will hold your confidence and your heart. They got to be able to hold both. And when you actively acknowledge your growth, you cultivate a mindset that focuses on forward movement, not this sideways envy again, right? Progress is progress. It doesn't matter how big or small. So anchor to your own progress, not somebody else's. And then finally, number 3, create a vision based on who you are becoming. So maybe you're thinking, why am I not there yet? With maybe, who am I becoming right now? Right? Why am I not there yet? What's taking you so long? Wait, who am I becoming right now? Which would you rather address yourself as? Who am I becoming right now? It's a lot more encouraging. Your potential isn't a place on someone else's map. It's the unfolding of your character, of your skills and your decisions and your resilience, who you are and who you are becoming. Envision the version of yourself who's not shaken by the noise of comparison, but driven by a clear purpose, a God-given purpose. Let that vision pull you forward step by step. One step at a time leads to miles of greatness. You're on that path. You have a beautiful journey. Yes, there's going to be some ashes in those journeys, but that's okay. You've got miles of greatness in front of you. My friend, comparison will always lurk. It's an easy trap to fall into. All right, we can go back. I mean, I loved my high school years. I really did. I loved it. I have so many great stories, so many fond memories. But there were also some things that, gosh, could I have changed a few things? Yes. Some things I controlled and some things I didn't control. But let me tell you this. Is that where I want to go back to? Oh, no. I'm going to keep going forward. I press on. Are you willing to press on? I press on. That's what you need to say to yourself. I press on. Your dreams and your goals can only survive when you choose to focus inward on your own unique path and commit to the consistent work of becoming who God is creating you to be. Why do you think it's Create Your Now? Every single day you get up and choose. And you get to choose wisely. My friend, your progress isn't a race against others. Give that up already. It's a victory over the temptation to believe you're less than because their journey looks different. When you stop chasing what others have and really start building what you want and what God wants, and you're building in tandem together, you'll find something much sweeter. A sweetness that only you will know. Your race is yours alone. Press on to your prize, the prize that God has given you, without the poison of comparison dragging you down. I promise you got this, because God's got you. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Have a glorious, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life, and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.